Back on the tiny trailer build, I'm going to enclose both of the ends in this video. So I'm using the tunnel core to cover the back end of the trailer, which is actually the front door. So the door will be made of this tunnel core as well. It kind of looks a little bit flimsy, but I assure you it's strong enough for sure to hold up to all the weather.
I'm sure it is.
And now I'm just cutting out all of these little bits. You can see as I'm cutting through, it's kind of hard to do. That's how strong it really is. It's not just a bit of plastic, it's very tough. So I'm putting a double layer of the tunnel core on this, so one on the front, one on the back, so skin on each side. Make it nice and robust so nothing can get through it, hopefully, especially water. But it is waterproof anyway, and I'm using roofing screws on the outside here with a little rubber grommet on it so that the water doesn't get through when I attach it to the frame itself. And you can see it's kind of opaque, and you can see the frame through it there. I added a frame to the front. This is the little push out on the front. I didn't build this in this video. I've lost some of the footage.
How convenient that is.
But as you can see there, the window is going to sit into this particular frame, and I'm just measuring up for the aluminium composite that will be going on the outside of this, and I had to order that, so hence all the measurements. Okay, after I went and picked all that up, it was time to cut all that to size, and I did get the width cut to size at the factory, and now I'm just cutting out the angle of the roof and also the window, etc. And this aluminium composite's really quite easy to work with actually. It's just measure it out, use a aluminium blade on the circular saw and just cut straight through. It's really simple. I put these ones on the side and I was looking at it. I probably should, instead of cutting at this angle here, I probably should have just cut a little way through the composite and then just folded it down, and rather than having a join there, which a lot of people in a TikTok video did hit me up about, and I do agree, but anyway, it is what it is. So I was just using some of the scraps rather than buying another whole sheet to fill in this side, which worked out okay. Then it was time to cut the window opening, so I have to cut the inside of the window so it slots through. So just measuring that up now, marking it out. And then again, it was just a matter of cutting out these holes, starting with the screw hole, or the drill hole, sorry. And so I can get the jigsaw in and cut through. Like I said, this is just an aluminium blade on a jigsaw, similar to the circular saw, worked really well. Peeling off the sticker, adding in the window here, nice bead of silicone on the inside, push that on, and attach these little lugs on the inside which hold the window into the frame. And also I can push the blind and fly screen frame onto those lugs as well. Another bead of silicone on the outside to make sure that nothing gets through.
Man, it's sealed up tight.
No water. Spray it down with some soap and wipe it off. Little tiler trick there, old tiler trick that I learned from one of my tiler friends. Okay, adding in the side panels there now, and I'm just using pop rivets to attach all of these panels. And the panel's quite thin, so as I attach it to each of the frame pieces, I go back and I've siliconed on the inside of each of these pop rivets. I can access from the inside as well to make it nice and watertight. Cutting off all the angles and adding the beads of silicone where required. And then I'll be adding some plastic angles to cover up all of these edges, so the corners on the outside and also that inside corner. But yeah, just marking out the roof now, cutting those pieces to size. Should have just folded them down, but it's done now. I just overlapped it a bit like a roof, so there's not too much of a chance of anything getting in that gap anyway. Silicone on the angles, time to put those on, and I just used again the drill holes and also the pop rivets to secure them all down, and gone back through and put silicone on the rear side of those. But there's quite a lot of silicone under that angle there as well, as you probably saw when I first started. And this one had heaps. I put heaps of silicone on the inside of this inside corner just to make sure nothing got through. And again, on the inside of the trailer I can access that joint and put another bead on it there. So it was fairly easy to do. Again, using the tiler trick, that's so when you do wipe the silicone down, it doesn't spread over the surfaces that you don't want it to. So I had a visitor, it's a large black and yellow cockatoo, quite cool to see them around. And getting in the outside corners, these are the
Oh, come on, spit it out, tell her.
angles. These are the angles that cover up the foam insulation. Then I went through and used the primer over the top of the roof cap. This was just a zinc aluminum roof cap. They didn't come in white, unfortunately, so I had to use the primer and then go back over it with white, and I did several coats of the white there over that on the inside, just so nothing drips off the trees onto the finished paintwork. While that was drying, I added some more angles to the roof to finish that off and make sure that no water gets into that top angle. So there's kind of an angle facing up and an angle facing down, and it locks in kind of like a Z shape, so there's no chance of any water going down through it. So there's a nice big overlap there and some silicone underneath, using the rivets again. Just testing out the roof cap. All lines up. And I've put these caps on either end of the panels. Just have to cut all those to size. Just makes it a bit tidier on the outside. I might even cover these with wood later, just depending on how it looks when it's all done. I think I might cover the inside of that little eave area and the little balcony kind of area with timber as well. So we'll see how it comes out. But yeah, cutting all those angles to size as best I could to try and match them up. Pushing both of those on just to test them out. It lined up pretty well, but not perfect. Yeah, attach that. I thought later on I might even just tidy that up a little bit if it needs it with timber. Cleaning it all down. It's got a whole heap of stuff on it from being out in the elements. Now it's time to attach the roof cap. Put a silicone bead along the outside, all the way along, and also on the roof cap underneath as I put this on. So there's actually 2 beads to stop any water getting up underneath that. And just a matter of attaching the roof cap again with just drilling it on and using the pop rivets. So I've got all white pop rivets to match the white insulated panels, as well as all the angles and all of those. There's a few angles there that might need a little bit of a coat of paint because they're kind of a grey colour.
Oh, you think so?
But I'll do that later. Going along, fixing this roof cap on, I went through both sides and put a whole heap of pop rivets and silicone all the way along here, so there shouldn't be any leaks at all moving forward. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, it's looking alright. It's coming up good. Next, I just need to add the door on. But there's basically the finished product. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like if you liked it. Cheers.